Hi there, welcome to our webinar on discovering the hidden sweet spots in your business for 2012. I'm actually going to have to break this webinar up into two parts to fit it onto YouTube. And during the webinar, I'm going to ask you to stop every now and then, press the pause button, and then press play when you've done an exercise and you're ready to come back. But let's push on and make sure we get this done within the time frames we require. First thing is, I just want to remind you, clients of mine, that as part of the service, you get access to the Mindshop Resource Centre, which has got 100 tools, hyper training programs, those sort of things on it. Well worth spending some time to go there and get familiar with that. Some great tools and processes for you to actually apply in your business, and I'll be referring to a number of those today. There's also a planning forum where you can go in and type in confidential notes and that sort of stuff with me and around some of this Mindshop stuff if you want to. Agenda, we're just going to quickly go through some trends, some people, HR, some profit efficiency, sales and marketing, technology and media, and then refining your plans. Some of the trends we want you to think about for 2012, so I think this has an impact. I think one of the things we can be rest assured of is that there are volatile times are going to continue, and it's a great analogy here. It's like having water in a lake or a dam, and when the water level's high, that's equivalent to having a high profit level in your business, and it means that you ship sales along, missing all the rocks, and it's quite smooth sailing. So you don't actually have to address a lot of the key issues because they're not visible. But as the water level drops, all of a sudden those rocks become more and more apparent. Some of them are bigger than others, and you have to learn how to navigate them, or we have to learn how to address them and deal with them so that we can navigate safely through those waters. I think it's a great analogy for the time we're in at the moment. So think about some of the big rocks, some of the key issues that you're going to have to fix in your business, and write them down. Just take a second to press pause, write down some of the key issues, some of the big rocks you're going to have to fix, and then press play when you're ready to come back. Okay, some of the key business trends we want you to think about. One of the things you're going to need to be able to do is predict the future needs of your customers. Markets are rapidly changing and things are moving very, very quickly. That means you need to adapt quickly as well, and you need to start thinking about and talking to your customers about things that they're looking for and they're wanting from you in either the service or the products that you provide. You're going to have to adapt to the needs of younger team members. They play by different rules, and they're moving up in the leadership ranks, and we need to treat them differently and think about them differently. We need to integrate emerging technologies. I think some of the biggest change in the last 4 or 5 years has certainly been around the integration of smartphones, mobile technology, internet, and more computing power has given rise to things like social media, cloud technologies, better collaboration, all those sorts of tools. How are you going to use these tools and this technology in your business? You're going to develop some custom apps, your own programs. What are you going to do? How are you going to make the best use of the technology? Globalization is still with us, and your competitors and opportunities can now come from anywhere, and it's worthwhile staying to think about how you as a small business may be able to take on and work in the global environment. And the last one then is baby boomers are exiting. So some of your senior people are going to be leaving your business and starting to retire. How do you make sure that we capture their wisdom and knowledge and pass it on, particularly the cultural elements, onto your younger people? So I want you to press pause and think about the trend that you think will have the biggest impact in your business in 2012 and why. Press play when you're ready to come back. Leadership trends. These are the other things that I think you need to think about. Personal brand. In the next 12 months, what do you want to be known for within your organisation? And it may need to continue for longer than that. But what's your theme? What are you going to focus on? What's going to be the challenge that you're going to set yourself? Be strategic in everything you do. Make sure that you're thinking at a higher level, you're making good quality decisions, and you're thinking about solving problems more effectively. But most of all, make sure you're taking the time to put some strategic thought into your business, encouraging your business leaders to do the same things. Adopting emerging technologies. Again, how are you going to use this technology to improve your personal effectiveness and efficiency? Lots of great technology. Doesn't mean you have to be tied to the office. It can actually give you some more life balance and some of the things that you want, but how are you going to use that to do that? Facilitation and communication skills. How are we going to use those to empower your teams, facilitate rapid change? I think you're going to have to improve communication across organisations, and the great danger is that electronic communication, like email, is actually not facilitating that at all well, and we've got to go back to better, stronger meetings, those sort of things. And the last thing is, do you actually walk the talk? Are you reliable? Do people see you as a safe pair of hands? These are the trends I think we have to think about. Again, I want you to press pause, have a think about them. When you're ready to come back, press play. But pick the ones that you think are going to have the biggest impact on you personally in 2012, and why. Okay, I want to show you a short video. I included that short video because the analogy for me is that often we don't see the obvious things right in front of us. We're too busy being caught up in our own routines and our own paradigms to actually see some of the obvious things that are in front of us. And some of these things are real sweet spots that we can work on. I'm sure if you think about the video, there's other things that drop out for you, but that's what dropped out for me. Let's push on. Let's talk about people and HR sweet spots. I think an important one here, and this is a great tool. If you go onto the Mindshop website, you'll find a tool called the Bike of Life. It's a great video and it takes you through it. But the Bike of Life is basically something that says to have a good life balance, we need to have life balance in our business and business life at work, but we also need to have some personal life balance and need to think through that. And the analogy is that if you don't have good personal life balance, then it's like trying to ride your bike with a flat rear tyre. Really hard to get any drive. It's slow and cumbersome and it's dangerous. And the same thing at the front. If we don't have good life balance in a business, and that can be around work, or in the whole business, then we're going to struggle to steer and get the direction that we want to go. So the two have to work together for us to get everywhere. I think it's a great analogy to think about how can we get balance in our lives, and how can we help our team members get balance in both work and personal life. I think one of the trends I've noticed most is that HR has gone from a part of the organisation that used to help you with career paths and training programs and getting the best out of your performance, to something that has now become almost a compliance and a policeman role within the company. And I think there's probably scope to go back and do some more around helping employees rather than being the company's advocate in matters of dispute. So think about this just for a second, and I want you to press pause and think about, how can I get better balance in my life, and how can I help my team members get better balance in their lives? When you've had a good thought about that, written down some ideas, press play, and we'll move on. Okay, some of the other sweet spots that I thought of, that I've noticed in, I guess, people in HR, is that many businesses, their staff are suffering from fatigue, change management fatigue. Change is so rapid across the business that we're often really struggling to manage that change. People are getting tired of all the constant change, and we're losing good people and finding it difficult to retain people that we have. So think about change management fatigue and what you might be able to do about that in your business. One of the other key trends that I've been noticing is we've got to improve communication. communication across the organisation in a wide variety of ways, and not necessarily electronic. There are other ways to communicate with people. One of them is having better quality meetings, and I think one of the big thrust for 2012 has got to be getting better, higher performing meetings in our business. Got to call them a different name or something, and I've written some blog articles around that, and it's called, Are Meetings Dead? And I think that's important we think about. We're also going to have to think about recruiting processes and bringing good quality people, attracting them to our business and bringing them on board. There's a trend, one of the recent trends in HR and recruiting is called onboarding, which is really about induction. But it's about getting people on board and up to speed as fast as we can, because they've identified that there's some time wastage in this, and there's a lot of leverage to be made by getting people up to speed fast and putting some investment into that. Part of that is also having good individual plans for existing employees, and maybe that's some of the life balance stuff we talked about, but it's also about having good KPIs and good performance measurement systems. We've got to encourage our managers to lead and be leaders in our business, just as we need to lead in our business, and that's a really important component, and it requires some training and some skills and that sort of stuff. Part of that is also coaching and mentoring them in how you want them to coach and be leaders in your business. For some people, this doesn't come naturally, and they need all the help they can get. So coaching and mentoring programs are good, along with custom training. You can build custom training programs around specific elements that you require in your business to help you get places where you want to go and to improve the skill levels and knowledge base within the business. The last one I'll probably talk about is rewards. And rewards are not just monetary rewards. They're often about recognition and incentives for people. They don't have to be cash or cash-based rewards, but sometimes it's about setting challenges and giving people appropriate recognition for meeting those. There's some of the things that I think are sweet spots for you and your business in 2012 around HR. I'd like you to build on that mind map and see what else you can put there. If you're unfamiliar with mind mapping as a tool, again, there's some great information on the MindShop website about mind maps, but you can also just put mind mapping or mind maps into Google, and there's a whole heap of stuff comes up. It's a fantastic tool. I'd like you to build on that mind map for your business. I then want you to think about what aspects are going to create the biggest impact for your business in 2012, and think about solutions that people have implemented that have worked well in this scenario. So again, press pause, and when you've finished and you're ready to come back, press play. Okay, so that ends the first section of this webinar. We're going to come back and go through profit and efficiency, marketing, social media, and then pulling it all together into a one-page plan. Look forward to seeing you on the other side.